In our last episodes in the Glenwood Canyon Recovery, teams witnessed the raw power of Mother Nature, but nothing could prepare them for the historic monsoon headed their way. Following a challenging start to the summer, a fast-moving storm in late July triggered severe flooding and debris flows across multiple drainage basins in Glenwood Canyon. Mud and debris inundated both lanes of I-70, damaging critical road infrastructure. After racing to evacuate stranded motorists, a small CDOT crew was cut off by spilling debris.
So my name is Sergio Haro, a supervisor, one of many supervisors there at the tunnel. I looked at one of the cameras and you could see at the end of the bore, it's just like a waterfall. I was like, man, that's a lot of water. So I didn't realize from up top, Cinnamon Creek was running like a raging river. And then after that, everything started sliding. We lost cameras. So we just hunkered downstairs. I went out westbound and I seen the slide. And I was like, yeah, we ain't going this way. I went eastbound and there was a slide and I came across some stragglers. And so I brought them back into the tunnel.
They were forced to shelter in place overnight inside the Hanging Lake Tunnel, trapped alongside with more than 100 travelers.
The crew that was at the tunnel was stuck at the tunnel, and the crew that was trying to come into the tunnel couldn't get there, and then our maintenance staff being out there and trying to punch a hole through there to be able to at least access the tunnel.
Talked to the superintendents, like, what's going on, what do we need? And it's like, well, it looks like we're boxed in, we can't get through, so we're here for the long run. And at the end, I think we had like 131 people or something like that.
And then to have those vehicles that were stuck in the mud flow, to get them out of there. I mean, that was, interestingly enough, the tunnel's first thought was how do we get those folks to a safe place? It wasn't, are we gonna get to go home? And that is what CDOT maintenance does.
So when I was taking the names, there was one car that's abandoned, and I said, who was in there? And there was a lady that sometime during the night, she got out and walked. And I mean, there was mud and debris everywhere. And so I was concerned that we were gonna find her deceased somewhere because I didn't know.
Bear Ranch is a historic family ranch that's right on the edge of Glenwood Canyon. And the rest stop is named after that, Bear Ranch. And Autumn Bear works as a nurse in Glenwood Canyon.
My name is Autumn Bear. I am a resident of Glenwood Springs. So I got on eastbound from Glenwood Springs, just headed up I-70 through the canyon. And there was a little bit of rain, but nothing that felt uncomfortable or abnormal. I headed east. I just felt like more and more anticipation. I was more nervous. And the rain just kind of kept coming down a little bit heavier and a little bit heavier. And as I progressed, then I could just remember seeing logs and debris starting to come out on the road and looking multiple times to the north and just still seeing like more and more seepage, just like the hillside was kind of sloughing. And then that's kind of when that big time happened where like the whole car went black. It just felt like a slap. Like all of a sudden, like it just like covered my car. And so again, like that fight or flight hits in, and I kind of got a lot of scrutiny for this in some ways, like whether I should have stayed in my car, whether I should have gotten out. I don't know what the right answer is. I know that like at the time I felt like if I stayed in my car, that feels awfully scary to think about being buried inside your car. And I thought, well, at least if I got out and I attempted to go home, if I got swept in the river, that would probably be a pretty fast death. And I think I feel better about that than being trapped in my car. So I remember trying to like put my shoulder into my car door to crack it, and all of it just started like whooshing into the car, like really fast with just a small crack in the door. So I remember I closed the car door and had just a split second to think. And for me, it was like, I want to get out of here before this gets much worse. And I climbed out my window. And then again, I just looked east and I thought, I'm close to home, I'm just gonna go for it. And so that I did. I just started running, swimming, mudging through stuff to try to get home.
She ran 2 miles home. Their family ranch is just on the other side of the Bear Ranch rest stop. And it was a very near miss. Her story is like totally incredible. That was the closest call that happened.
Oh yeah, I was relieved. I was happy that at least she got home, you know. It was still a gutsy move on her part because there was a lot of mud and debris. I don't know what she said or what she had to go through to get there, but man, it must have been something.
Just a few days later, on the afternoon of Saturday, July 31st, the National Weather Service issued a high-stakes warning. Flash flooding was imminent over the Grizzly Creek burn scar. Between 4:30 and 5 o'clock p.m., a wall of intense rain slammed into the scarred landscape, triggering a massive new round of debris flows. As multiple drainage basins gave way, torrents of mud and rock tore across both lanes of I-70. An area known as Blue Gulch completely gave way, leaving both sides of the interstate severely damaged and entirely impassable.
To see the amount of material that was in the river and to see that the road was gone, I can't put that into words.
When the flash flood warning passed, we came back to the canyon, and that's when we realized something major had happened beyond anything we had ever imagined possible. Just the size, scope, and scale of the damage that we saw was utterly overwhelming.
My dad told me something, and he worked for CDOT for 32 years. Mother Nature always wins. We can say we're more prepared. I think we're more knowledgeable, but Mother Nature always wins. And we just have to adapt.
Next up in the Glenwood Canyon Recovery. After the dust settles, crews must attempt to rebuild and restore a vital corridor.